welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. I'm Jared. Today we're doing an unboxing of Circadians First Light, the second edition. This came with their latest Kickstarter as part of Chaos Order, their new game, which I also did an unboxing for, so you can check that out on the channel. But for now, we're going to take a look at First Light. I have played this game before. I don't know if it was the second edition, though. Let me read what's on the back, and then we'll get right into the unboxing. So, Circadians First Light is a competitive dice placement and resource management game with variable player powers. The aim of the game is to lead a team of researchers on the recently discovered planet of Reeves. Players will need to manage their crew, or dice, to visit various parts of the planet for trade, farming, construction, and research. Players will score points for negotiating with the locals, harvesting resources for the depository, upgrading their research bases, exploring the planet, and collecting gems. The game is played over 7 rounds. At the end of the final round, the player with the most points is declared the winner. There's 14 asymmetric leaders. The story: we were light years from our home, galaxies away, when we first discovered this ancient celestial body, a planet filled with intriguing, intelligent life forms, not too unlike our own. Some built kingdoms below the surface of the green seas, while others controlled the desert-filled plains and cliffs. Among them we found scientists, inventors, farmers, traders, and fighters. While our presence has been unsettling for some, we have had very few incidents with the locals. Still, we Circadians, Earth's famed explorers, must do what we can to ensure peace. We must respect this world and its hosts. The heads of Moontide pass down orders from above. We are to open negotiations with the 3 clans in hopes of gaining their favor, along with our own security while on the planet. We must also collect organic samples for the depository on Moontide. This is new ground for all of us, but we must be brave and resourceful. The future of the Circadians depends on it. So this is from Garphill Games. For 1 to 4 players, 12 and up, 60 to 90 minutes. It's designed by S.J. Macdonald, Sam, who also designed Circadians, Chaos Order, as well as many of the architects of the West Kingdom, of the North Sea games, with Shem Phillips. So it's a very well-known, very good designer with, I've got to say, some really nice artwork to the game. But we're going to open it up right now and take a look. Right on top, we see the rule book here. Art designed by Sam Phillips, development by Shem Phillips. All right. Here we've got an outline of the game's components, fully illustrated rule book, design. Let's see, everything is pretty well laid out, as you can see. And a description of the cards on the back. We have some of the player board privacy screens that have, you know, the different actions and scoring and setup and all that stuff. So there's going to be several of these available. We have some punch boards on top. And so we've got, these are different locations you can place your dice: the market, the foundry, the lab, the mining camp. They all operate a little differently, and, you know, how you want to use your dice there. These are some of the scoring methods and different punch tokens. You'll have these that punch out for placing certain icons and dice and stuff. Then I can't remember what these are for. These give you like bonuses, but I think you can build a number of these airplane hangars and that kind of stuff. But I don't remember exactly. But you've got the academy, the control room. Here's this guy, which goes on this board over here. For scoring type stuff. And it's like every time you kind of go to one of his things, you know, you get a bonus, that sort of thing. Let's look at some of the player boards. This is easy, standard, hard, and insane of the, I believe, the AI. And now these are the boards that you're going to see, which I don't think there's a player color indicated on these. They're all just kind of the same. Which is fine, but these have the different difficulty backs for the different AI modes, because you can play it completely solo. This is the landmass board where you put your little hex marker on it, and you can start like moving it out to different adjacent spots and try to get resources and things like that, like collecting water and energy. You have the depository. This is kind of a main board where you're trying to place dice on, and then it affects some other stuff. So there's the headquarters on this side, first, second, third, and fourth. that's all that's in here. Here you can see the different player counts, these little hex icon tokens, if you will, that go on that landmass. And like so, they're plastic, not wooden, they're plastic. We've got some organization trays, which is cool. Something easy to take out and pass, you know, as you need to for the various resources in the game. Of course, we have a bag of dice. If we open that up here, these are like a translucent die, and they're pretty small. Smaller than what you would expect. Like, you know, this is more like Sagrada style, I think, dice, if you've played that. They look and feel nice. I think, you know, they work very well. We have some cards and some resource tokens. Let's look at the tokens and then move on to some cards. So now these two resources are going to be the same that are found in the new game, Circadians Chaos Order. But you can see there's the energy pieces, there's the small ones and the large ones. And these they have like flat ends, so they could be stood up on the table if you wanted to. Then you have like the planet's resource, clay or whatever rock you're getting. You know, there's those. They're just kind of different cut shaped, whatever rock pattern that is. And all wood components, all painted. Here is I think it's algae or greenery. And again, there's little ones and big ones for like 1s and 5s kind of thing. So there's those. You're going to be needing a little bit of everything in the game, and which you do by placing dice out and collecting things, collecting resources. We have some cylinders. I don't remember how these work other than like being placed on your board and noted on I think the main depository. But you've got a bunch of those. And then lastly, for the components here, resource-wise, we've got water, which we have small and large water tokens. Just your basic teardrop-looking, you know, water tokens. Perfect. I just dropped one. Let's take a look at the cards. So here first is the larger cards with this back here, all on the same back. Akira Hope, Bjorg and Sal, Dan Guatmama, Jacob Olander. So, you know, I don't want to pronounce all these guys because they're very unique names, but they have various abilities. So that's cool. I think you get dealt one of these or multiple and you choose one kind of thing. Just different player abilities. And then if I can get the cards open for the small ones. These are, I believe, some ways to get victory points. And there's also AI cards, which I think are the ones here on top. So here are, I think, what the AI cards are doing. I've not played it solo, but that's what these are. Then we have all of these. There's Drought Outbreak, Clear Skies, Ignore All Costs. So like one of these I think is drawn for each round or something like that. You know, and End of an Era, that's probably always the last one. Different event type of effects for the round. And then here, I think that's like a refrigerator. It says Moontide on it. Oh, nope, it's like a chest. You see that? Okay. On these, yep, this is what you pay to gain it, and then in the corner are the points. So a lot of what you're going to want to try to get is as many scoring methods and scoring cards here as you can. And I think only some of these are shown, and so you have to kind of go for the ones that are face up when you try to take one. And you can't have the same one, if I remember. So I think there's some duplicates, but yeah, there was some restriction on which ones you can take and which ones you can't. But in any case, That, aside from the actual organizer, which looks fantastic, I gotta say, I'm just gonna show you, that is everything inside the box for Circadians First Light. Thank you so much for watching this unboxing, and stick around on the channel for tutorials, more unboxings, news every other week, and a podcast called Mentor Minutes with my co-host Steven. So until the next video, I've been Jared. I'll see you next time. Bye.